Welcome back. If you've just joined us, you're watching the news at 10 on Channels Television, coming to you live from Lagos. Reminder of our top stories tonight. President Muhammadu Buhari and his United States counterpart hold telephone conversation. President Donald Trump promises a bill to help Nigeria procure more arms. Also commends Nigeria with the release of Chibok girls. Acting President Yemi Osinbajo continues his rounds with the Niger Delta communities, renews federal government's commitment to changing the narrative of the Niger Delta people. Nigerians remember late former head of state Murtala Mohammed as Borno State Governor Kashim Shettima frowns on killing of 100,000 people by Boko Haram in 7 years. An avalanche in French ski resort leaves 4 dead. Well, for more on our top stories and others, please visit our website, channelstv.com, and youtube.com/channelsweb. You can also watch us on the go on your mobile device. Log on to m.channelstv.com or download the Channels TV app for Android, iOS and Windows phones from their respective stores. Having the Channels TV and Channels 24 app will give you access to news and updates. You can also have the eyewitness feature, so you too can be part of the news. Just install the app, then tap and swipe to reveal the eyewitness menu and follow the instructions to share those pictures, videos or news of happenings around you. The federal government has restated its resolve to change the story of neglect that's always been associated with the Niger Delta. And that's coming from the acting president, Professor Yemi Osinbajo, who today visited Rivers State in continuation of the ongoing consultations by the federal government towards achieving peace in the region. The acting president, who arrived in company of some ministers, was received by the state governor Nyesom Wike, traditional rulers and others. Our correspondent Emmanuel Ire reports.
Government officials, traditional rulers and political leaders and members of the two major parties in the state exchanging pleasantries at the Port Harcourt International Airport, Omagwa, Rivers State. They await the arrival of the acting president, Yemi Osinbajo. And finally, he arrives. The acting president is here in continuation of talks to bring lasting peace to the Niger Delta. The state governor, Nyesom Wike, leads his guests to some project sites, including the groundbreaking and flag-off of the reconstruction of doctors' quarters at the Braithwaite Memorial Specialist Hospital. And then he proceeds to the town hall meeting with traditional rulers, council of elders, government officials and other relevant stakeholders.
As far as my memory would recall, the issue of neglect, marginalization and deprivation of the Niger Delta has been highlighted since the attainment of independence. Unfortunately, successive governments have paid lip service and played to the gallery in establishing any serious and genuine developmental commitment.
We still have the issue of physical federalism, we still have the issue of resource ownership, and even internal self-determination to talk about and see how we can actually move Nigeria forward, where all of us are equal and nobody is a slave of the other.
The acting president restates the federal government's commitment to changing the narrative regarding the Niger Delta.
There is no question at all that a new vision is required for the Niger Delta, but not just a new vision, but a fresh commitment and a renewed spirit by all stakeholders, including the states, federal agencies, and all bearing communities. Let me lay this out for clarity. The federal government is committed to beginning a partnership with the oil-producing states, local governments, oil companies, and private sector, as well as civil society organizations, for the rapid development of these communities.
For the host governor, the time to deal with the agitations in the Niger Delta is now.
This is a welcome development, and our presence in this arena clearly indicates that Rivers people are fully in support of this initiative, believing that the federal government is determined to do things differently this time around.
As the end of this town hall meeting wraps up the visit of the acting president, there are expectations that the resolutions and recommendations made at the various meetings so far will not just be mere words, but will become actionable plans for the peace and development of the Niger Delta. Emmanuel Iri, Channels Television News.
From the Niger Delta, let's cross over to the Federal Capital Territory. Here's Ivy Clem. Ivy.
Always nice to see you, Joma. Today we'll start off with a story that members of the Strategy Review and Inter-Party Relations Committee of the People's Democratic Party, the PDP, have been meeting with some leaders of the party in Abuja, including the former President Dr. Goodluck Jonathan, to revive the party ahead of the 2019 general elections. The chairman of the committee, Professor Jerry Gana, who is leading the delegation, says apart from meeting the leaders of the party, they are also reaching out to other political parties with a view to a merger. While commending the committee's report, the former president asked the party to ensure the resolution of all conflicts within the party.
Members of the Strategy Review and Inter-Party Relations Committee of the People's Democratic Party, PDP, arriving at the residence of the former president, Goodluck Jonathan, in Abuja, for a meeting on how to reposition the party. The chairman of the committee explained some decisions of the committee on how to reposition the party for victory in 2019.
Since the PDP is already on the ground and the APC has emerged, we thought we should reach out to all the other parties that are friendly with the PDP, and about 7 of them. And we actually had a meeting after submitting our report the other day, and 2 or 3 more are willing to really come to us, National Conscience Party and a few others.
While commending the committee for the visit, the former president expresses confidence that the PDP will regain power at the center in 2019.
Yes, we lost the presidency, but that does not diminish PDP. And of course, every other party in Nigeria also knows that PDP is still the number one party. And I think losing the presidency is something temporary. We should be able to get that position back.
The committee's next port of call is to the residences of the former national chairman of the party, Alhaji Bamanga Tukur, and Chief Tony Aneni, a founding member of the party. They advised the delegation to be steadfast and not to repeat the mistakes of the past.
Don't relent. It's a party you keep faith in democracy and the people of Nigeria. Because of selfish interests of some party leaders, PDP is where it is today. PDP should have been there now.
The Strategy Review and Inter-Party Relations Committee of the PDP was set up to plan how the party can win the general elections in 2019.
A former deputy governor of the central bank, Dr. Obadiah Melafia, says he is yet to see from government the boldness needed to confront the challenges currently confronting the economy. Dr. Melafia, who was speaking at the 2017 national budget hearing organized by the National Assembly, insisted that government must do more to get the country out of recession. Meanwhile, the National Assembly leadership has pledged to ensure that the 2017 budget addresses the critical issues setting back the country's growth. Our correspondent Larry Lassisi has this report.
The hall is filled to capacity. Federal lawmakers, ministers and other government officials, members of civil society organizations, all gathered here for the national budget hearing on the 2017 budget. According to the presiding officers of both chambers, the National Assembly is determined to transform the 2017 budget proposal into a developmental tool.
We pass an appropriation bill every year, and 2017 will not be an exception. But we have tasked ourselves, particularly this year, on reforms of the budget process to ensure a more transparent and accountable system.
While government has made efforts to ensure that the provisions of the budget proposal aligns with the arcing goal of putting the economy out of recession, and laying the foundation for diversified growth, certain provisions are clearly off the path. The budget must address the critical issues setting back our national growth and development.
For some of those invited to make presentations at the event, government is yet to take a strong stand to confront the challenges facing the country.
That vision and that boldness to confront the challenges is not yet there. I have not seen it in the way we are doing our budgetary process. I have not yet seen it in the ultimate demonstration of that momentum that will bring the transformation that we need.
We keep on budgeting, throwing money, but not really addressing the problems from the fundamental root in an organized and coordinated manner, as other countries that we are striving to compete with do. Annual budgeting and spending money on developmental interventions in a non-coordinated manner will never solve our problem.
The Minister of Budget and National Planning reacts to some of the issues raised.
The concerns have been expressed are reflected in the budget. The need for us to spend our way out of recession is reflected in the budget. There is no increase in VAT, there is no increase in companies' income tax, there is no increase at all in taxes. But people who are not paying their taxes should pay, because it is unfair that some people are paying, others are not paying. So the idea is to increase revenue by broadening the tax base.
When the news at 10 returns, the current economic recession appears to be taking its toll on consumers' spending ahead of St. Valentine's Day celebrations. That's on Business News. Join us again.